Hello darlings, welcome. This video is an extra one that I'm going to add. It's going to be a tough one because today is Friday the 29th of August and this is the year of Darren's first anniversary. How quick has that gone? So this isn't like a sob story video at all. It's about helping people that are dealing with grief. It's also a lovely memorial to Darren, because you'll see that I've added loads of exclusive pictures of his life with us together, and the people that loved him, and some clips that I've found, and I found some strength in that actually, because I haven't been able to look at one single video of him until today, where I wanted to put these clips together to show you the love we had, to show the vibrancy and a side of Darren that perhaps you didn't see enough on our videos when we were doing them on here. I'm ashamed to say that, you know, obviously my dogs, they were horrific, but other family members who have passed, because you're not spending 24/7 with them, losing your soulmate who literally is your whole life is just beyond horror. You know, any children, people that shape your life, that completely surround it in every way, shape and form, when they go, it's unbearable. It's unbearable. And I just want to put this clip in for the people that, you know, are perhaps new, the subscribers that are new, just to show you the state I was in a couple of weeks after he passed.
Hello darlings, it's been 2.5 weeks since Darren's bust over. I just wanted to reach out to those who are suffering with grief and loss, and give you the human and spiritual perspective of what's happening. It's my birthday today, so this is the first birthday without him, so it's going to be absolutely crap. And there was so much love there all the time, so much love and attentiveness. I'm still on my propofol, whatever it's called. I'm going to show you it because this really helps with the anxiety and the panic attacks. Every morning I wake up with a really poorly tummy and the biggest panic attacks in my life. I'm not a great lover of pharmaceutical stuff, but I needed this because I keep feeling like I'm having a heart attack, which is perfectly natural for grief. I don't know where I belong. I do know I belong with my family because it's just normal families. It's unconditional love. I've forgotten, being so far away from them, how precious it is to be in a normal, healthy, functioning family environment. Do you know what I mean? Rather than begging for scraps. And fake hellos, how are you, when nobody really gave a shit. I just showed you, you know, all of his family were estranged from him when I met him anyway. And I paid into that. So one of the things I will take from here is not even thinking about it, but like, God knows when down the line, if I ever feel like I want to be with someone, the first question is, how do you get on with your family? Otherwise you're jumping in not only with the person, all the shit they carry with them. And then the engine boat stops and it's too deep to anchor. There's no land anywhere. And you're literally just floating, lost, not knowing what the fuck you're gonna do. And then you get the reality hits of, I can't at the moment, for me, and this is up to you, I can't look at Darren at the moment. I can't even look at a photograph because the pain of seeing those photographs puts me straight back into an anxiety attack. The pain of seeing his beautiful face and how happy we were, I can't do it. So personally, I had to take all these photos down until I'm ready to see him and can handle it. But you do what you need to do. If you need to have everything around you. I've got his favourite t-shirt, a cuddle, and I've got my teddy coat here, and I've got Moo Moo's coat here still. So there, that's comforting me because I can still smell him. I can still smell Mia on that and Teddy on this. Amazing. So I smell like a dog. Yes, I do. But being in bed, slaughtered by a road accident, lost everything, and they made me reach out to you, beautiful people. And you're part of that love. You're part of the family. You're part of the tribe. You're part of what will drive me to healing and rising again. That's beautiful.
That's hopefully some inspiration to where I am now. Hopefully I don't look as rough as that. I am strong, I am driven, I have always had to battle on my own. Everything I've created is by myself. Nobody's ever given me a handout, nobody's ever taken me under their wing. I've done everything myself, from finding homes to creating careers, pulling myself back up again. Don't get me wrong, I've got amazing friends around me that have been brilliant, but I'm proud to say that I have dragged myself up, because nobody else can do that for you. You have to grab hold of whatever trauma you're going through, and at some point after the shock, the denial, you then have to start thinking, right, how am I going to manage this? How am I going to get through this? And another thing that I feel a bit guilty about is, I remember when I was a major investigations detective and I used to go and look after these families who'd had, you know, their family murdered, and, you know, I always used to gauge their energy and their behaviour on the stages of grieving. Let me tell you that yeah, it's a rough guide, the stages of grieving. You know, that, let's say, denial, shock, guilt, anger, bargaining and all that stuff. Yeah, there is elements of that, but it's totally irrelevant. You just jump from one to the other. Just when you think you'll get into a space, you'll go back into guilt again, or you'll go back into denial again. It's just horrific. And I think part of the denial, even now, a year on, is not acknowledging his presence. I just can't bear seeing his beautiful face and his vibrancy and his humour and his love and his kindness. I remember when I first locked eyes on him back in 2019, and I just thought, my God, you're my soulmate. This is it. There's absolutely no way we're not going to be together. And I do still feel very angry sometimes that I haven't got that anymore. You know, you see like couples walking down the street, and I was walking in the field yesterday with Myla, and you know, they're all sitting around having a barbecue, and I just think, you just don't know how lucky you are. So the first thing I need to share with you is just, for God's sake, if you're with the wrong person, move on and find the right one. And if you're with the right person, just make every day count. Make every day count, because you just never know. You never know when it's going to come crashing and burning around you, but hopefully it won't, and you'll get into an old age, and then I don't even think if it's even more manageable then. It never is it? But especially if you've had a traumatic passing like I did, when it's right in front of your face, it's just absolute horror on a stick. I remember when my brother was over and we were sitting on the beach, I was totally numb, and I said to him, oh God, I can't wait till 6 months later. thinking that I would be somewhere. I am somewhere, there's no doubt about that. I have definitely healed a lot, but I think the one thing I need to say to people that are grieving from a traumatic passing, no matter who it is in your life, even your pet, I don't think it gets easier. I think you manage it. And, you know, they talk about the end stages of grief, moving on. I don't think you can ever move on from this. You can physically move on and get on with stuff and perhaps meet someone again and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think something like this ever leaves you. I've got his shirt on. This is what he was wearing the last night of his life. And it's incredible because that night there was steak and turf and surf, which he was totally chuffed about. And then he said, oh, God, they've got profiteroles, which was one of his favourite desserts. And, you know, we were on table 1111 now. Room number was 111. There were feathers landing on me every day before he passed. And it's like, I had this sense of foreboding, but I just thought, don't be so miserable, you know. Anyway, the reason why I want to do this is, as I say, there's a beautiful, beautiful memorial of him shown in the photos and the videos. In fact, it's so funny, bless him. He sorted a surprise out for me. You'll see it. I had to show you it. I haven't posted them up any more of the church things because, you know, we got back and then we were doing something else and we went on holiday and then boom, he passed, and I couldn't face looking at them to edit them to put them up for you, the rest of our church visits and our adventures in Spain when we went for 3 months. But he did this surprise for me, and because it was Archangel Michael's church, when we turned up there, it was a really, really serious Orthodox Russian church, and the fact it was called Archangel Michael was about as relevant as it was. They were looking at us like the peasants had entered from the village. Oh my God, it was so uncomfortable. Beautiful church inside, don't get me wrong, but when I first walked in, they were like, head, and they were talking Russian, so I thought, oh, I can do Spanish, love. And so I realised I had to cover my head anyway, watch it. It's quite funny, actually. It just shows our lovely connection together, and just a bit more of Darren if you're interested in watching. I know some people would be like, oh God, it's like, you know, when someone comes back from holiday and they're like, oh, do you want to see our holiday photos? You're like, no, but you have to sit through them. You can watch it if you want, but I just think it's just the amount we squeezed in those 5.5 years was just insane. We just went everywhere. We did so much. We accomplished so much that most people wouldn't do in a lifetime. So I'm blessed to have that time with such a amazingly perfect, beautiful man. And he was never aware of how perfect and amazing he was before I met him. So I don't normally do this, but I've got a list, right? Because I don't want to miss any of them out. I sat with this the other day because this... it's something I don't want to miss out. You know, I never read anything, but I've done a list of things that I want to make sure I share with you to give you a guide if you are going through horrific loss. I never realised how much, by the way, the tapping feet, a little Myla, she's in the room. Hello, darling. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up? Do you want to come and share with Nikki talking about Daddy in heaven? That's a no then. But no, you're all right. You stay there. Good girl. We'll go out in a minute. So, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh yeah, people saying, oh, what are you doing for Darren's anniversary? I'm like, nothing. I'm not acknowledging it. I don't want to know. It's just a date. I'm not going to even enter into it. I'm just not doing anything special. And then, I've realised that this is really shit week for me. I didn't realise how much it would hit. Because now I'm starting to think, this time last year we were packing, tomorrow we were flying out. Do you know what I mean? It's just monkey mind crap. But the beauty is that I was speaking with his best friend, who is still just as devastated as day one. And we're going to do some magnificent things to honour him with his friends later on tonight and tomorrow. So that's good. We're going to have a really good time celebrating his life, which he deserved to have with the people that loved him, instead of it all being kept secret. So that's good. There are some good things. So let me tell you about a year in grief. don't remember a lot of the first few months, 5-6 months. It's just a bit of a blur, to be honest with you. So I can categorically tell you, please do not make any life-altering decisions. I'm saying during your first year, I'd say even your second year, because you could make some catastrophic mistakes. There's some that I've decided to do. You know, look, when I couldn't wait for the universe to deliver my dog, so I bloody went and rescued two that made my life a nightmare, broke my heart. And then this got to move, got to pack, got to get going out of fear and feel like I have to run, and it just wasn't going to happen. And thank God the universe had me in their arms to stop that, so that I could settle and make rational decisions, not from emotion. You will want to do all sorts of random things. Some of them can be honoured, you know, if they're in memory of your loved one, or they're not going to change your life dramatically. But unless you have to take action on something that is unavoidable, I would really recommend do not make any major decisions during at least the first year of their passing. Just don't do it. You'll just muck things up. Unless you have to, just be, and use your friends, your family, your support networks. Get yourself straight, get yourself balanced, and honour each day. And at the beginning, I remember not wanting to wake up. I wanted to die. I didn't want a beer. I wanted to duvet it and just fluff the world off. I just was done. For months and months, I was done. I couldn't even begin to imagine life without Darren. Still can't, to be fair. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I still can't, and I'm strong. I'm really pleased that I didn't choose anything to blot it out. I knew that I had to live it and feel it. So, you know, some people turn to alcohol, drugs, or other behaviours to try and blot it out, and I totally get that. But luckily, I wasn't one of those people, which surprised me, because I thought I'd just be hitting the bottle, to be honest with you. But I didn't. I didn't eat for months, hence why I lost 4 stone. You're missing out on it, Darren. Look, this is like less fat now. When you're contented, you put on weight, and when you got menopause and have HRT. But yeah, it's just, your body becomes a void, and it just literally survives from one day to the next. You can't thrive, you can't do anything, and hats off to people that can, because I couldn't. I spent, as you know, quite a few months up in Essex with my closest friends, popping in to see the family, and I so needed that. And luckily, Faye, you'll see her, friends of Faye, luckily she's a psychotherapist as well as a medium, so she helped me spiritually and psychologically. And I very soon jumped into, right, what do I need to help me heal, which I've shared with you before, like the crystal work ceremonies, mindfulness, CBT, all sorts of stuff. What really helped me, which what I've told you about, is Paul McKenna, his course on Mind Valley. That really did help with the grief, because it was the pain in my chest and the gut-wrenching pull in your stomach is just, there's no measure to it. There's no measure to it. So I'm really glad that I was inspired to do, well, I wasn't inspired, I think it was my sister, I can't remember now, said to me, you should put that out there for people that are going through this. Because when I started doing Darren's diaries, I was doing it just for myself, because I couldn't write, so I was just airing it all off to the camera. And then, you know, I'm not sure it was my sister said, you should put these out there, you know, and I'm really glad it helped a lot of you go through your pain and grief. And I get so many emails and messages from people saying, you got me through it, you got yourself through it. I'm just giving you my take on it and what I did to get through it, you know. And sometimes I just wish I could find things to hate him for. I don't know if any of you, like, understand that, but sometimes I just wish that there was something I could say, I was shit anyway. Do you know what I mean? So that it helps to say, oh, good riddance or whatever. But you'll see our chemistry, our bond is so unbreakable. We were literally soul flames, twin flames. We were one in every way, shape or form. So this is the next important thing. I'm going to start referring to my list now. Don't compare yourself to other people's stages in their grief. Okay, so you'll see some people go out partying. You'll think, what's wrong with them? Other people will be moving on really quick. People might meet people and you're like, why am I not doing that? Everybody deals with trauma and loss differently. So don't compare yourself to others. Don't think you're not doing enough or you're doing too much. You have to gauge yourself in this. You know, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before, the times that I've been around a murder victim family's house and they're all like, you don't care because you're out doing this and that. You don't even care dad's dead and blah, 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 blah. And it kicks off and there's fights and all sorts of stuff. And it's just, sorry about that, delivery. God, I told you, didn't I? Yes, Nikki Allen is currently recording. Go, 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 deliver. So... yeah, don't compare yourself to other people. Your grief is going to be completely different to other people. Like, for instance, some people a year on can be totally going with it. Others could still be catastrophically lost and in pain. But, as I've said before, there comes a stage where you have to start gauging if you actually are managing it or not. And I took the decision, and I was very able to, and lucky I was able to because I didn't have a life. To check in with my GP, who was absolutely incredible. And I acknowledged my mental health. I acknowledged that I wanted to die. I acknowledged absolutely everything. I was totally honest with him. So it is not worth going to these people pretending that you're better than you are, of fear of what they're going to say or judge you at. You know, if they want to bang me up in a psychiatric unit, I would have gone. I was just literally taking so many different drugs. The heart palpitations were absolutely horrific. The panic for months and months and months, the anxiety was unmanageable. I went in to have an ECG because I thought I was having a heart attack. I'm weaning myself off of the anxiety tablets now, but I'm still on them for a long time. Antidepressants, I had to surrender and go on them. I didn't want to. I wanted to try and do it holistically, but I just couldn't manage it. I was an absolute wreck mentally, total wreck. The fatigue was even worse, obviously, with my ME. That on top, I just wanted to sleep and I just never wanted to wake up, quite seriously. Nightmares, disrupted sleep, insomnia. I had insomnia for 6 months. I didn't want to take any more sleeping tablets. So I tried all these different holistic things. And incredibly, to be honest with you, I've suffered with insomnia for a year. And incredibly, the day Mila turned up, I've slept like a baby. She snuggles into me and I'm out. So I'm not saying get a dog, but I'm saying that perhaps if you're, especially like me, being on your own, living alone, I had my anxiety dog, which was okay. And now she cuddles the anxiety dog. It's so cute. But for me, I needed that. But needed that energy in my life of having a little one. Hello, darling. And so she's brought me that comfort. Yesterday I was in the bath because I was in so much pain, and I know this pain is related to the trauma my body's remembering. I absolutely know that, and I've got to work on that. I just started crying in the bath, and she was in the bathroom like a shot, like jumping up and saying, you're right. And just having that energy is just incredible. I also have learnt to reach out. I didn't in my 5 years when I was in bed, the last catastrophic loss I had. And so I've learned to acknowledge I'm having a shit day, I need to talk, or leave me alone, or can you just come and sit with me but don't say anything. I've honoured that. And then, of course, as you may know, I made sure that I was with a hypnotherapist who was superb, Sarah. I need to go back there. I've been so busy, but I haven't felt I needed to do it recently, to take the trauma away subconsciously. And I've been doing counselling every week for months to just talk it out. I talk it out with my friends as well. I'm very lucky because they're all spiritual and a lot of them counsellors. But sometimes it's nice to just offload to a stranger. who's professionally there to, you know, guide you, talk to you, feedback stuff that perhaps you've mentioned during your session. So if you're lucky enough to afford that, I would absolutely do it. But then unfortunately some people have to go through NHS, which I know isn't great. I think they give you like 6, don't they, counselling sessions. It's such a shame. Support groups, bereavement groups, I didn't need those because I've got such supportive friends. But, you know, reach out, cruise bereavement, all that kind of stuff. I will list actually some helpful links in the description box below for you. So let me have a look at my little list. Photographs, oh my God. I don't know about you. Let me know in the comments below if you've been through this sort of grief. Well, everybody's been through some sort of grief or trauma, haven't they? But I only managed to get, I think I put it on here as well actually, that I only managed to get a photograph of Darren out a few weeks ago because I cannot bear to acknowledge seeing him because it's a reminder that he's not here. I can't do it. And equally, I think it's about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Danny was here and I said, oh, I might go and... He's only got a few clothes left, as you know, because I threw them all... Well, I didn't throw them. I was forced to give them away at the beginning. And there's a few bits left there. And I said, I wonder if I'm, you know, good enough now just to pack them away. But I don't know what to do with them yet. And, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't know what to do with them yet. And I just lost it when I opened the wardrobe. It's just they've got to stay there. And so they'll stay there as long as they stay there. I don't care. And nobody should tell you, isn't it about time you got rid of so-and-so's clothes? No, do it when you need to. Put the photos out if you need to. If there are mixed people in your family that want to see photos, then they can have them in their rooms. But again, imagery for some people is like a no-go. And as I just said, today is the first day that I've actually looked at videos of him, and I was very pleased to see that I was very emotional, crying, but also smiling. Whereas I remember accidentally one coming up a few months ago and I went into a complete panic attack and couldn't even deal with it, hearing his voice and watching him move and realising he was the most important part of my life ever. So I'll leave that one with you of what you want to do, but own it. Own what you want to be exposed to during your grieving state. Yes, if you are surrounded by people that have acted badly, and let's face it, you know, I don't want to even talk about that, but some people are just complete scum. Others turn into scum as soon as there's money involved. You know, they start coming out under their little rocks, don't they? The number one thing I've learned from that is that the more you hold on to what behaviour that they've created and what they've said, the harder it is for you to grieve and allow yourself to heal. Holding on to what they've done, there's absolutely nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to change their behaviour, their energy and who they are as a person. So you can change who you are though. So move away from it. Cut them out, let it go. Archangel Michael, cutting cords, it's on here. My God, how many times I played that, I don't know. And I literally let go as quick as I could, because it will rent your head and it will never go away, and you're sitting in their energy for free. Why? Why would you want to sit in a swampy, stinky energy of disease and maliciousness? No, come out of it. And surround yourself with positive people and let go whatever they've said. Just let it go. Just let it go. Don't allow it to rent you, because, you know, they're renting your head, your mind, your soul for free, and they don't give a shit they're doing it. So you need to go, whatever, wow, good luck with your karma. I'm moving on away from your energy. It's vital you let go of that. Vital. So that's that bit. It's weird going for a list because I normally just free flow, but I don't want to miss anything out. Yeah, you do realise who your true friends are. I am quite shocked by the people that came out of the woodwork to support me and check in on me every day. I was really quite surprised, and there were people I never expected to be there. And then there's some people I expected a bit more from, and it's like, wow, okay then, know where I am with you. And so I call it the noted bank now. I've got this noted bank where I note what people, you know, what people have done, what they've said, and how they've behaved, how they've supported, and the ones that, you know, and I think, right, I've noted that, because if you ever want me or you ever need me, it's not shared energy, so off you pop, you know. So note who's supporting you and who isn't, and don't force the ones that aren't. Just leave them to it. Don't matter who they are. You know, just, again, let that go. Oh, well, I would have thought they would have done this, I would have thought they'd done that. No, they haven't. Oh, well. What can you do about it? You can't be owning other people's behaviour and other people's thoughts and feelings towards you during your worst time in your life. Own how you're feeling and own the people that are there for you without you even asking. The ones that you don't even have to ask. And then when you do ask and they don't even bother either with, oh, I can't do this, can't do that. Put them in your noted bank. Yeah, I did nothing to please others. I did exactly what I wanted to do. And this goes back to the photos, the clothing, all that kind of stuff. Do not allow people to tell you what you need to be doing unless it's harming you or others, whatever you're doing. If it's not, then, you know, oh, come on, you need to get out now. You need to do this. You should be doing that now. You need to get rid of that. You need to, no. Own your ground. Please own your ground and do what you need to do, as long as it isn't hurting you. That's so important. Yeah, I checked in with myself. So every single day, when I could, because I would sleep or just rock or God knows what I remember, because a lot of it I don't remember, I was like, how are you feeling today? What do you need? Food? No, I don't want food. But you have to have water though, because you need to stay hydrated. Have water. All right then. You need to get up. You need to get a shower. This is like after a week or so of not showering. You need to perhaps put some nice music on. Perhaps, you know, put some aromatherapy on. Whatever it is. I was checking in with myself to see what I could do with myself. Sometimes I didn't give a shit. But there were days that became more as I went on, that I thought, right, what can I do to help you, Nick? What crystal do you need? What environment do you want to be in? Who do you want to be around? So the quicker you start checking in with yourself, again, the easier the healing process is. But it's bloody hard. It's hard. But I would recommend that. Yeah, this is a big one. I became very aware that I threw myself back into work, and I thought that was a positive thing, because that's all I've ever done. That's all I've ever done. I've been a career woman, and that's what my passion in life has been, until Darren. I wanted to make a point of doing the MBS because, as you know, our stand money was taken. And I thought, no, I wanted to prove a point that I was still strong and that I wouldn't be broken by people stealing from me. And I wanted to reach out and hug members of the tribe. I wanted to see you. I just wanted to feel that love, because I'd given up on love in the world. You know, what had happened to me, and I needed to embrace that spiritual buzz that you get when you go into a mind, body, spirit event. And then the book got published because this medium randomly bought this book up that she didn't know about, and she said it's completely different to any book she'd ever done, but she didn't know who I was. I was like, bloody hell, Darren's saying get it out. So Earthwalkers went out, and then I started building my goal, which was to get KARMER up and running, and I was doing boom boom boom. And a couple of weeks ago, just recently, remember, this wasn't like ages ago, my counsellor, she's very good, she said, oh yeah, this is happening, that's happening, this is really good, that's happening. She went, she says, you do know Darren's past, don't you? Have you acknowledged that recently? I went, well, what do you mean? Yeah, of course I do. She goes, well, no, have you actually acknowledged and sat down and realised that you're now not with Darren and Darren's passed over? And it hit me like a fluffing brick, I'm telling you. And I went into a bit of a meltdown. It was the best thing she could have told me. And then I realised that I wasn't looking after myself as much. I was throwing myself and distracting myself with work. So I would say it's establishing the balance there, not pushing yourself into something that makes you completely in denial of what's going on in your own physical world. It's like even now I'm sitting here and touching his shirt and I'm like, he was wearing this and then he was dead 12 hours later. It just hits you. I'd be interested to see where I am in another year's time. So we'll do another video in a year's time just to see where I'm at. Yeah, so she kind of brought me back to a reality that I needed to hear, to be honest with you. And then I was out for about 2 days, just being kind to myself, resting, sleeping. Took a couple of days out from all of this. It's hard work at the moment. We're launching so much stuff. And I was devouring it morning, noon and night into 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I realised that I needed a balance in. And what's perfect is now Mila's been brought to me. I'm getting that balance. So it's like we're off in nature, even if I can't walk very far because my body's absolutely not having it at the moment. It is in agony. So even if I just drive to a location, she runs around and I just sit on the bench and she's running and running and running after a ball, and I'm watching nature and she's having the best time of her life. So yeah, the balance has been brought back, and I'm not going to push myself. If I can't do things, then nothing will go out. It's that simple, you know. And I hope you understand. I know you do. I know you do. Finding the right balance between your work and your healing is vital. So when I say it's like I didn't hit the bottle or I know start taking drugs, I wouldn't anyway. It makes me feel ill. But you know what I mean? Just getting into some mind-numbing environment. Perhaps I did with work. Perhaps I'm doing a bit of reflection now. Thank you very much. I'll pay you 50 quid, therapist. But do you know what I mean? It's just like you're always discovering revelations every day through this journey. You know, you always are. And I honestly thought, oh, year time, yeah, I'll be. And I am doing so well. Most of the time, I am really strong and happy. I acknowledge my sadness. I acknowledge how much I desperately miss him. I acknowledge the injustice of it all. But having been taken at his age, you weren't even 60 for Christ's sake. But I feel that I'm worse at the moment doing this because this is anniversary. I hope that now I can start getting stronger again from today onwards. I don't know. Tomorrow's going to be really emotional. I know that. But we're doing what he loved best, and the people that loved him. So it's going to be great. But yeah, I hope I feel a lot better. Perhaps this time next week. I've already covered this. Being mindful of rest and diet. You know, I don't know about you, but my God, do you know what? We never used to have chocolate or biscuits ever in the house. You know, we ate so well. We just, you know, we used to have like things like, it's the only dairy thing I ever had, Greek yogurt with fruit, and, you know, we didn't eat crap like that. And my God, have you done this when you're grieving? It's filled with like Twixies and chocolate and crap. And I'm like, oh, Nick, this isn't helping you. It's full of sugar and it's an inflammation for your body. What are you doing? And I'm like, do you know what? Give yourself a break, love. Do you know what I mean? Give yourself a bloody break. Just, if you want to have a little fun size Twix finger, have one. So I've noticed that my diet did go a bit spirally. What I was doing was I found that the first most probably 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, I was just eating whatever I fancied, because at least I was eating, because I wasn't eating anything at all. And so, you know, Faye would say, do you want this? No. Do you want that? No. No. And it used to make me feel sick to the stomach, even thinking about having that put in front of me. And then other days I go, I really fancy that. And then I'd go out on my way, or Faye would, to go and get it. So at least I ate something, even if it was shit. I'd eat it if I fancied it, because at least there was something going in, because I was shaking with weakness because I just could not physically think about eating. Now my diet is going back to more balance, you know, it's the more leafy greens again and all my lovely veggie stuff, but there are days when I just think, can't stomach it, and there's days when I think, like last night, I had a finger Twix bar, dun dun dun, you naughty girl, and a Kit Kat. Yes, I did. It's disgusting, isn't it? And I just thought, oh God, you're just gonna. And I thought, oh, stop beating yourself up. So you go through this crap as well. But yeah, and he used to always do the cooking. I did everything else. He did the cooking because he used to be a chef. And so I've lost that energy, which I'm going to go into now. It's obviously going to be here somewhere. When you are with somebody who, and I think I brought this up in Darren's diaries, when you're with someone like 24/7, like it's your husband or kids or whatever, dinner time is one of those habits which is total no-go zone. And I have definitely said this before. We used to laugh and dance. It used to be, how's your day gone? And have fun. And that is something that I could not handle. And I still don't now. And I spoke with my hypnotherapist about this. She said, someone else is talking about this. His wife's just passed, only a young girl. And he says, I don't want to go through the ceremony of dinner because that's when we'd chat, have a glass of wine, chill out, have fun. And he goes, and I hate it now. And there's this essence of, and I definitely said this before, I can recall it in my memory, where you like sit, if you sit at the table on your own, that is the most loneliest thing in the world, to eat your dinner. So you don't want to create that for yourself because it says you're alone. It's a lot easier now because I've got my lot. So I like, have your dinner, I'll have mine. And, you know, it's like eating off your lap. And I put the telly on because I don't want to acknowledge the fact I'm eating alone. It's amazing the things that impact you that you never thought of. And that's a massive one, dinner time. That's not a good look. And booking holidays. I don't want to be on holiday because that's where he passed. And I just don't want that vibe because that was our life, travelling and holidays and doing adventures, you know. And I'm like, even though I'm forced myself to book one, and of course I've got G-Sick, but that's a completely different kettle of fish because I'm surrounded by the most beautiful friends, most inspirational people on the planet. And thank God it's going to be my birthday out there, so I'm not going to be alone on my birthday. Not that I would here, but it's just going to be a different vibe. We're in, you know, North Carolina, surrounded by the most amazing tribe that are going to be there. And so I couldn't ask for anything better. But that's not the same vibe as going away on holiday and, you know, exploring and doing all that kind of stuff. So it's palatable. Because I couldn't go to Denver last year because it was only a couple of weeks after Darren passed, and there was no way I was fit enough to do it. G-Sick last year. But I'm really looking forward to it because it's just going to be a shift and a change. But I don't want to leave Mila now. But she's got a lovely dog sitter coming. But yeah, so travel, anything that you used to do with them is really hard to get your head around. Again, some people, I thought I'd hate the sea. I thought I would hate it with a vengeance, but my passion for the sea, mostly because of the Lemurian Atlantean connections, I just adore it. I adore the sea. If anything, I want to see view now. I want to look at the sea every day, which I do, but I have to get there. I just have to walk down the road. And it's hard when you're in pain and knackered. And honestly thought, but I just see it as a homage, whatever you call it, homage to Darren, you know, that he went to a beautiful place. And so it's a reminder of him going to locations as well. I didn't leave the house. That's why I was glad I was in Essex. But coming back, I didn't want to leave the house. But then I didn't want to be in the house either because that's where Darren used to sit. That's where he used to dance, by the doorway. That's where Teddy was. That's where Mia was. And it was hell on earth. But now I've found, moving on in the days and weeks and months, that I'm comfortable in my home again. And now I've noticed that I smile more than I cry when I look at certain places. It's like you'll see a video of us doing rather badly. We'd had a couple of gins that night because we're already quite good singers, but it came out a bit dodgy on the microphone. But you'll see us singing in this room And so now I can smile at that. But when I walked in here for the first time in January, I was like, you can go and fluff off. I don't know. I haven't even had the karaoke machine out. We used to get it out like every weekend. We used to love karaoke. We had such fun with it. And you'll see him singing when we're in Spain. And he used to say to me, you've given me so much confidence. I never, ever would have got up in front of a whole crowd of people or a bar. And he used to get up and get on stage and do his thing. It was lovely to watch him shine and grow as well when we were together. And he did love his singing. Elvis, he was brilliant at. I don't think I've put any Elvis ones on here, have I? Anyway, so it's a stage of moving to a certain extent along if you can start looking back and smiling, as opposed to it being like torture. And it was torture to begin with. And with Myla now, I take her across to the nature reserve and walk around the lakes. And that was what, you know, Darren and I and the babies did. And my God, that's a big hit. 3 of us gone and I'm the one left to taking Myla. But it's just been peaceful and serene and almost positive, because it's like a karmic cycle has come round to fruition. And this is a new beginning, new start. Need to sort the house out though, but do you know what, I'm leaving it to the universe. And that's what I'm learning as well, is that I'm not pushing, planning, doing anything at all. I'm letting everything come as it should. Just don't force anything, darlings. We've already said that about being mindful of having positive and supportive people around you. It's an absolute must. You've got anybody negative or anybody that brings you down, you've got to distance yourself from them. Stand your ground on that, because that is not going to help you, I assure you. Keep them away from you. Yeah, we've had this. Resist the need to run. We've already covered that, haven't we? Yeah, the other thing that I picked this up a lot when I was in the police as well with, you know, the victim families, that they used to say, I'm so glad you're here, because I didn't want to talk about Mick, because I'm like, why? Oh, because, you know, they keep thinking I'm going on. Don't ever stop talking about them, remembering them and keeping them alive in your conversations. There's lots of people that I've noted throughout my time as you know, a copper, and even now working. It's almost like an extended version of what I do now. People say, oh no, but you know, I keep going on about him. Don't ever stop worrying about talking or acknowledging memories you shared with them. I've noticed I do it a lot now. Oh, me and Darren used to do that. Oh, Darren loved that. Oh, once me and Darren went there. And it could be the most boringest, shittiest story in the world. But to you, it's the most precious nugget of memory to keep him valid, to keep him alive in the conversations. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't ever hold back on what you're feeling or what you want to share about that person. Just don't. But lots of people think they should shut up about, oh, they don't want to keep hearing me moan about the fact he's not here. Or, yes, they do. And if they don't, they're not supposed to be around you in the first place. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, try and find something positive to focus on. I couldn't do it in the first couple of months at all. There was absolutely nothing that could keep me sane, to be honest with you. But the more that I came out from the shock and the trauma, I started thinking, right, try and do one thing that's going to make you feel good or comforted a day. It could be a nice smallest thing, having a Twix finger, watching a favourite film, having a bath or shower. That's a positive thing in the beginning days, isn't it? Any tiny little thing that you're doing some aim of self-care towards is really beneficial for you. Your circadian rhythm gets smashed to pieces on this. You don't know what's day or night. You just don't know what's up or down. And mine's slowly coming back. But you can most, I don't know if you can see, I'm really, really, really tired at the moment. But I really wanted to do this to honour Darren and to honour his memory, celebrate his life a year on, and obviously to help you and what my observations are of living with grief for that 1 year marker. So finding something positive really does help to raise your vibration, because we're going to lead on to something a bit more spiritual in a minute. But if you can do it, do it. If you can't, it doesn't matter. You know, I kind of found things like adult colouring, my jigsaws I've told you about, online jigsaws, anything to keep my mind active. And I was still resting but not thinking about what had happened. Of course you can think about what's happened because you've got to process it. But there are times when I just thought, I cannot keep reliving this. What shall I do? And so I just did things that occupied my mind. That's a positive thing because you're trying to help yourself. Oh, look, I've covered most of this bit anyway. Yeah, I've done that. Oh, look at me. See, I don't need a list. I've already covered it. Things that surprise me. One of the biggest ones, which absolutely poleaxed me at the beginning, but it didn't last long. Not even knowing where he is. I ain't got a clue. Don't care. I haven't got a clue. Don't care. So, because that's just the remnants of a shell that held everything that was Darren. Darren is here in my heart. He's here most days. There's always something rattling, banging, or sunflower. The sunflower, I don't know if you, I'm sure I mentioned it, but literally, weirdly enough, every bouquet I got after he passed had sunflowers in it. And when we were locking up to go up to Essex, Faye and my sister put all the sunflowers in this lovely arrangement around the ferry out in the garden. And they said, when you come back, you can use the seeds. It obviously flew off because I was away for like 5 months. And so I did the sunflowers and I said, oh, they're for you, Bubba. And then I came away from here. And there's a couple of synchronicities. Then I had that reading with that Belinda and she said, he's saying about, oh, the sunflowers are lovely. That's going to be one of your signs. And then sunflowers just randomly turned up everywhere. It was really weird. So that's why the sunflower is significant, because it just turns up regularly all the time. In random spaces and places, imagery or plants, where it's just really weird. And so, what was the reason? See, that's another thing, just lose the plot on this. Yeah, so the synchronicities started. She also said he's going to drop your feathers. I went, oh, right, that's happening already. And you must have seen in the Darren's diaries, every single day there was a feather dropped, either on me, right in front of me. It was literally every day, full on. And some people might say, oh, you were just looking for it. I wasn't, because it already started before she gave me the reading. And I don't do it now. I don't see it now. Significant times they'll drop and I think, I know when that's dropped, but they were in my face every single day. Every single day. And that must have gone on for about 3 months and then it just stopped. So it's him just leaving those markers. I've smelt him. I've seen him. He's told me about things that are just about to happen. So I know it's him. He says this is going to be happening and like it does happen. I'm like, oh my God. So I know where he is. So synchronicities and your belief, knowledge that they are in an altered state, all they've done is just change form, that will bloody bring you through your healing quicker than anything you could possibly imagine. So I remember a boy that was stabbed, and it was a real killer for me because he was still alive in the A&E. He was chatting me up actually. And he got stabbed in his bum at a nightclub, and he was chatting away. And it just didn't seem that bad. And then I said, look, I'm going to go back to the CID office just to like update all the records and that, because it was only like 10 minutes to the nick. And I said, no, I'll be back. And he died while I was gone. I come back and then he's dead. I'm like, what the I nearly said the word then, fluff. And it really, really shocked me. It shocked me to the core. It really upset me a lot. And what nobody even realised in triage was that he was bleeding internally. It nipped his spleen and God knows what. And he was dying internally. And I absolutely can't tell you the guilt, because I should have known. But then we were in a hospital. They should have known. It was just absolutely, completely horrific. And he showed no signs of internal bleeding. I don't know how. And I connected with his mum, and I got a phone call from the mortuary, And they basically said, look, she's here all day, every day. So I went down there and I said, you're right. She goes, yes, I'm fine, thank you. And she was knitting him jumpers. She goes, it's going to be bloody freezing in there. It's going to be freezing in there. He didn't like being cold. And I'm staying here knitting him his jumpers because they won't let me sit with him. And in the end, they just let her stay there until, you know, her family's like, come on, enough's enough now, darling. See if you can try and come away. And she got strong enough to come away. Then he was moved to the chapel arrest anyway. But the fact is that it really hit me how fixated she was on his physical body. I get that. I had a bit of that with my mum, you know, being in the morgue and that. And then I went, don't be stupid, where are you, love? And then she was like having a glass of wine and a fag up in heaven. And I'm like, that's better. So if you can try and picture where they are now rather than where they are here, that's really going to help you. You know, especially if you've got shitty relatives that, you know, my friend, it's happened to 2 of my friends recently. You know, couldn't go to a funeral. One was with him for 10 years. But again, it's down to paperwork. For Christ's sake, even if you're like married and there's a previous ex, get yourself legally sorted. Get it completely nailed down, because if you don't, you could be with them for 100 years. It doesn't matter. Get your legal stuff sorted, please. Please do that, because absolutely nothing Darren wanted or wished for was honoured. Nothing. Please sort your stuff out, your affairs out. So I choose to honour the synchronicities. I choose to honour the meditations. If I haven't seen him for a few days, I go up and see him. He visits my friends, as I've told you, wears the same clothes so he can prove it's him. He gives them the same messages. He told my friend that he was going to send Myla, and then she popped up. She's got this thing of laying on tables. It's so funny. She's actually laying on the patio table. Funny little thing she is, bless her. So I choose to visualise where they are now, not where they have been. That is why I don't give a flying shit. You know, lots of people have said to me, oh, you know, you can find out this and that. I don't want to know. I don't care, because it's not him. I know where he is. He's with me and he's running around with my mates and he's doing everything he's doing. I don't need to know where the remains are, because they're not him. They're just literally a vehicle that he drove around in and binned. So think on that. It will really help you, and visualise them up there with all your other family members having a laugh or doing whatever they used to love doing. That has got to be better than picturing them where they are, like in a morgue, mortuary, chapel arrest, cemetery. Come on. They want you to connect with them. They want you to raise your vibration towards them. I think what's got me through this is you, which I've told you numerous occasions, you. The motivation to keep wanting to help people through their darkness. It's, you know, in a selfish way, it's also good for me, because I'll look at this a year, you know, in a year's time, like we're gonna, you know, we've looked at me a year before, and it's all about self-development. It's all about self-analysis, self-love, looking after yourself. What else can I do to help improve where I am? And I'll continue to do this as long as I live and breathe. I don't think there's ever going to be a day. I remember Darren saying to me once, when do you think you retire? I went, never. There is no way. I'm here to serve a purpose. I'm here to serve humanity and the celestial realms. And to the day I die, I will be doing something to help humanity. I said, just the way it's going to be. He went, okay then. So he said, we can sit in the villa then and you can do it by the pool. I went, yeah, great. As long as I've got a camera and I can help people, I don't care. So my resilience, my strength and what I've achieved is definitely down to my 100% knowledge that there is an afterlife, my 100% trust in the angel realms, the spirit world, our galactic friends, whatever source you want to refer to. Even though I could go down the rabbit hole of why me, why has this happened, this is shit. I haven't, I did to begin with, anybody would. And then I've gone to, right, well, how can I get strength from this? What can I use this for to help others with? What can I do to get positives from this whole shit fest? So that's what I'm doing, sitting here now, talking to you in Darren's shirt. It's really warm, actually. I don't know. It was really hot that night. This is quite a thick shirt, bless him. You can tell it's all crumpled because I cuddle it now and then. And, you know, of course, anything that brings you comfort, if you want to cuddle their clothes, whatever, do it. Do whatever makes you happy. But the positive side of this is you can get through this. You can function. You can start to think of things going forward, which I have. Hello, gorgeous girl. Do you want to come up? Come and say hello. Come on, Baba. Come on then. Good girl. Come on. Come on then. Come on. Yes, she's being a little... Are you being shy? Are you being shy? She said, no, Mummy, I want to go for a walk. Okay, we'll be going in a moment, darling. And she's now looking at me saying, Mummy, why are you using that posh voice? I don't know why I'm using it. Found my humour, making new friends, loads of new friends. They're all just popping up all everywhere, which is lovely. When I'm well enough to see them, obviously. We are creating more and more beauty as our dream team, helping you. But I'm mindful that I need to keep that balanced. I adore my work, and it's not work, my vocation. I adore you all. I adore the fact that I am contributing to collectives that are full of love and respect. And again, it's not a selfish way, but the reciprocal energy of that is I get back that from you as much as I give out. So me helping you, you're helping me back. The amount of love and support and pure concern for me and for Darren has been overwhelming. And I feel that that's given me strength as well. I'm willing to take on any change now, but I'm not pushing it. I'm waiting for it. This is a typical example of my life. I am literally letting the universe plop it in now. I've got no plans. I'm looking forward to certain things, but I've got no plans. It's like, bring it to me when I'm ready, love. I'm not putting myself under any pressure whatsoever to do anything that I'm supposed to do. I'm not doing it. I don't know what the future brings in respect of the void that he's created. Again, I think it will just become more manageable. It is never going to leave me until I'm back with him. I know that. There's millions of people on this planet that haven't had a relationship like we did. And I appreciate that. And I feel very grateful for that, because it was magical. We were completely in bliss. We were blissful together, and I've never had that. And he hasn't. And I don't know if anybody could ever replicate that. Absolutely not. And with a view to relationships, absolutely no. But if there's any rich, nice, good-looking blokes, give me a little chat. I'm joking. No, do you know what? If I'm not with someone for the rest of my life, I really don't care. It's exactly the same as everything else in my life at the moment. If it happens, it happens. It don't, it don't. But I don't want to end up being a spinster. Do you know what I mean? Just sitting there with me, like the dog lady. Oh, the lady with the dog down the road. But I'm quite content, and they're going to have to be something pretty amazing in the years to come if I ever meet anybody. Otherwise, I'll be on my own. That may change, I don't know. Who knows what happens, you know, who knows what will happen in a year when I speak to you again. But that's how I feel at the moment. Nothing can replace him. Nothing. I hope I'm not too, but I'm being honest. It's not worth sitting and going, oh yes, I'm Nikki Allen and I've sorted it all out because I've got spiritual connections. Pff, fluff off, no. I thought the feeling of grief might have dissipated a bit more. Like I just want to cry my eyes out now. The pain in my chest has come back. It's been here for the last week. So I'm working with heart chakra crystals. I've got my rhodonite on. I've got a rhodonite heart in my bra, which is huge. It's killing me, but I don't care. My heart, my love, my strength goes out to all of you who are suffering through grief and trauma. And I suppose we can all do it together, can't we? Because I don't know what to do without this channel. I really don't know what I'd do without it. I'd have no motivation to do anything. And I think it would have crushed me. So I would say find something that you're passionate about in your life and try and incorporate that after the early months, you know, with a hobby and then whatever you want to do. But you need to find things that you really feel passionate about, that you love, to try and give you motivation to do things rather than just duvet it and, you know, don't fail to look after yourself. And there is that, you know, the spiritual thing is amazing, and there's absolutely no doubt my belief system, it's not a belief system, I know 100%. But you know, that has kept me going and made me strong, and it's brought me to where I am now, which I think a lot of people wouldn't even be anywhere near the stage I'm at in respect of their recovery from grief. But I don't get me wrong, I still get days where I'm like taking the piss. I want him here, or fantasies of, you know, we know about linear time changes and things like that, and I sometimes just I wish that the time could go back and we didn't even go on holiday. But then that's the human 3D side, but then I know that he was due to go then anyway, so it doesn't matter where we were. Yeah, so the human side is really finds it hard. Because he was such a bright, funny, adventurous, thoughtful, kind, beautiful person in every way, shape or form. There's not a lot of people are beautiful in and out. But his face, his smile, he just lit up everybody. Oh, these women used to swoon around him. He just totally oblivious to it. He just didn't have a clue. I'm like, they're trying to pull you. No, but I said, they are. I think it's hilarious. You know, and that beautiful lady that you'll see on the video, right, who was at the fountain in, it was the Virgin Square in Valencia, and she came back afterwards because we bumped back into her. We came and she goes, oh, hello. She goes, could you do some more photos? And she was doing all the hair and everything. I'm like, Darren, you haven't got a clue, love. He was just so oblivious to that because he'd never been exposed to that sort of thing, the compliments and, you know, his sexuality and everything. And women just used to be all over him. He was just so stupid. Not stupid, but I don't mean that, Bubba. I mean, you just like, oh my God, she's trying to flirt with you, you donut. No, she's not. And then they go, oh my God, she just asked me what I was doing next week. I'm like, see? Oh. And then you get to I wish I had another year with him. I wish I had another 5 minutes. Wish I had another 10 years. There's never ever going to be enough time. You're going to want it. If you're with them 20 years, you're going to want more. If you're with them 2 years, you're going to want more. There's never, it's just accepting that physically you're not going to see them again, but expecting that you will see them, feel them, know them, hear them spiritually. You can all do that. I categorically assure you, if you raise your vibration, watch my stuff, listen to what I'm saying to you about meditation and going up there yourself, you can see him. When as soon as I miss him, I just sit in and link up and I go and look for him. Sometimes I fall asleep. Sometimes he says, oh, your mum's here. And I'm like, no, I want to talk to you. He goes, no, go and talk to your mum. I'm like, it's all right for you. You're up here all the time with all of them. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Come on now. Let's have a cuddle and go and walk on the beach. And then, you know, the other day we sat on the beach and we had our feet just with the waves coming in. And he had his elephant shirt on. You'll see it, actually. Little elephants on it. There's pictures of him in the memorial tribute. And he just said to me, look behind you. So I looked behind, he goes, you'll never have to do that again. And it was all sealed with rock. He goes, I've got you. Everybody's got you here. You've got to do is just look forward. He goes, look at that horizon. Look at that sea. Look forward. Don't ever look back again, because we've got you. You're secure. You don't have to worry. And I thought it was the most perfect thing to say and do. I can go and cuddle him. I can go and kiss him. We walk hand in hand. I can do whatever I want with him. It's just, that's not just because of what I do. You can all do it. I encourage you to raise your vibration, go to classes, start meditating, start thinking of them, invoking Archangel Gabriel to bridge that gap between the two of you. Because I'm telling you, you can spend a completely different life with them on a spiritual basis, which sometimes you can smell and feel them more completely than you did when they were humans. He hears my thoughts, he knows my thought. Mind you, he did that down here. But he knows every essence of my being now, all my truths, all my guilt, everything. He knows all of them. And he's there just as much as all my other family members are. And you can't beat that. Because what's the alternative? They're in the ground somewhere or in a pot somewhere, and that's it. No thanks. So anyway, I hope this has inspired you, darlings. I don't want to bore you. Oh my God, I've been on this an hour, and then there's another hour of all of these photos. Oh, I don't care. You can watch it or not, but I'm putting it on here because I want to mark the celebration of the love of my life, Darren Cartwright. And Teddy and Mia, you can see how much he adores the babies, can't you? Especially Mia. Oh my God, he used to carry. I said, put her down. No, she wants to carry. You can tell what an animal lover he was. He absolutely adored those babies. He absolutely polaxed him when they passed. I've never seen a man cry so much in all my life. He adored them. And he adored all my family, my friends. So this is why this is going to be a couple of hours dedicated to my Darren. You can watch it or you don't have to. I don't care, but I do. Let me know what you think, and enjoy the videos. It's almost like I don't want to stop talking because I'm cutting that link with you and him. Do you know what I mean? You've got this. You can do this. You will go from strength to strength, but do it at your own pace, okay? And thanks for listening. And when you watch this, all I ask is you just send a thought up to Darren to just thank him for being such a super addition to human race. Until the next time, darlings, I'm going to go and celebrate his life now with the people that loved him, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Thanks for listening. Love you all so much. Thank you.
Touching one, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, the times never seem so good.
It's look.
I always say to him, look at the arrow, because he goes like that. Hi, hello
I've got glasses
everybody.
on,
He's
brother.
got glasses on. He knew exactly what I meant. We read each other's minds all the time. To be fair, wasn't really impressed with that. There's a huge queue to pay to go up the tower. There's no way we can do that physically. We've parked really close nearby, but I can't manage queue, so unfortunately I can't take you up the tower. Sorry about that. It was a bit unremarkable, wasn't it, to be fair?
It was. I mean, we've been to quite a few churches, and they've been really, really ornate, dripping in gold leaf paint, and really
And they've made me feel
impressive.
emotional.
Oh, impressive!
And
But this
and tranquility. It just feels
it's
like a.
cathedral, and it just seems uninspiring.
Can we do that out? Oh, you can't when you're doing this, can you? It's hurting my arm holding it. I'm not
do you
good
want me to go
today.
cold?
I'm on a bad day today, guys.
No, it's just me then.
Yep. Okay. It's all about you. It's all about you.
Oh no!
I just got to my limit, I think, of being on my feet. But yeah, it was just. I didn't feel emotional. I didn't feel it was churchy, whatever you want to call it, esoteric,
Saw a lot of
celestial.
donation boxes.
Yeah,
A
he was
lot.
going around like a little whippet,
Oh,
wasn't he?
yeah,
That
yeah.
little usher was going around like a little whippet.
I reckon he's a pickpocket. He was quick.
Look, these are just to cheer you up as well and just give you a sense of where we are. You know, as I said earlier in another video, you know, even if it isn't spiritual, content, it's just to get, to help people that can't get out. Just show them, where we are and different places. Because, I certainly couldn't even those 5 years, so I hope you appreciate them. Yeah, so that's it really, isn't it? I think should we go to that other little church where nobody's at? Because I think that's going to be more precious, do you?
I think so.
Before we go
yeah.
to the San Nicolas,
Yeah.
because that's literally
And the
a
thing
couple of
is-
metres away.
And the thing is,
There's
here,
churches everywhere in every
when you look
corner.
on the maps, and I said to Nick, I said, "Oh my goodness, where are we going?" She said, "Oh, it's a church. It's a church in the old town." And I said, "Well, there's a church in every corner," and there is. There's literally.
Don't be so pedantic, Darren. I need to get some lip seal on. I said, don't be so pedantic. And then when I looked,
Don't be
it's
ridiculous.
like a load. Sorry, I've got to get some lip seal on.
And they're all
as well.
snuck in the side roads,
They are, aren't they?
everywhere.
And
the plazas.
standard beggar by the door.
Standard. 1 minute we at the back of one of the churches a minute ago we had to sit down, and nobody there 1 minute. Next minute, there's a woman there, and she's there for the day now, isn't she?
The thing is, right, the other thing is as well is that Valencia is not as clean as Barcelona, is it? It feels a bit more commercialised. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, it is stunning. Some of the bridges, they're adorned with saints and griffins and stunning lights and things like that. So, but it is what it is. It's a city that in the old town has got thousands of people everywhere you go. So perhaps that's why I'm not feeling it as well, because I'm not great around thousands of people. Do you know what I mean? But it might be just because I'm in a hell of a lot of pain today.
I know what you mean about your hand
What?
holding the phone.
Hurts, doesn't it? We're rubbish. Should we go back and just sit in the jacuzzi?
Let's get that holder.
We need a gamble.
Gimbal.
Right, let's sign up and we'll see if the next church is any good.
Okay.
Oh, I can press the button though.
Yeah. Ooh.
So this is just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
Amazing. But where's ale hop?
Are you kidding me?
It's got to be an ale hop.
What's that down there? An owl hop. We're walking through the streets like it's like Rome, right? Thousands of years old, all of this stuff. We're going past cathedrals, castles, and you want to know where an owl hop is?
I like to see the moo cow.
Oh, Darren,
I like to see the
shut
moo
the
cow.
front door. Right, basically, there is a place here. Oh, what's that? Everyone's well dressed today, aren't they? There's basically a place called Owl Hop here. It's a shop. They're everywhere, and they sell. They look like you're going into a designer shop. It's all well lit, but it's actually stuff that you'd get in like a market shop, cheap as chips. But it all looks so elegant, and they have a giant size, full size cow up the front as their brand, and it's so clever. I have to say, Spanish shops have smashed it. No matter how cheap the stuff is, you look like you're walking into a Gucci shop. Look, just look at this shop, for instance. See, look at that. That's how they lay everything out. All right? You'll go in there, and there'll be a couple of euros. So it's just such a clever idea. Clothes shops here are just, oh my god. Anyway, I'm getting a bit materialistic here. Look, they're just, oh god, it's got such gorgeous shops. Anyhow, you alright, darling?
Owl hop.
Have you found it?
Not yet, but I have a
Oh
feeling.
my god, we're going to like a thousands of year old church. Owl hop, my
maybe there'll be
bottom.
a side stall inside the church.
Oh, you are so funny. Bloody owl hop. Of course, we've sniffed out the spiritual shop, but I'm not going to lie, it's just a wee tad pricey. Look at that, that's 1,500 quid for that.
There's another spiritual shop up there.
Oh my god, you're joking. Oh, look at this, guys. My little darlings, look at this. Yeah. You are so funny. Hang on a minute. He's found it. I tell you what, they're like McDonald's.
No, there's more than these.
God, I should have brought the gimbal, but I don't know how to work it. Owl hop, he's found it. He's found the owl hop.
It wasn't difficult. It's in the square. So hi guys. So I've just pinched Nikki's phone. She's in the kitchen making some hot chocolate. So been noticing you're loving the churches. They're just incredible, and even I've loved them every minute. So today is a bit of a dull day, and I'm gonna take her out somewhere. And where I'm gonna take her is to Altea, which is only about 20 minutes drive, and we're gonna go to another church, and she's gonna wet herself because it's called Archangel Michael's Church. So on Google Maps, it's looking a little bit like that, but obviously when we get there, it'll be a different story. We've passed the church a couple of times and never gave it a second thought. But I've been looking this morning, and we're gonna have our drinking chocolate. Gonna drive her down there as a little surprise, and let's see what her reaction is, because I'm pretty sure she's gonna love it. Speak to you later.
You didn't take a picture? Are you filming me?
I'm filming you. So we've
What are we stuck to? Bob? We're going to Altea.
well, we sort of are at Altea, but it's somewhere I want to show you, and I thought you would enjoy this. This is your special super angel that you like. Archangel Michael. Yeah. And I'm
dressed in blue. You're dressed in blue. Did you do it on purpose? What do you mean? What is this statue?
Not quite a statue, no.
Well, you did this to me.
Yeah. So we've arrived. You missed where we were going. Yeah, that's a hedge behind you.
What? So we've just got to go around this corner. What's around the corner?
Yeah,
what is it?
We got to go around the corner.
What is it?
I could show you. We'll go around the corner in a minute and show you. So we get out and we'll go around the corner.
What is it? Statue or something? What are you talking about?
Sort of a statue. Yeah. Let's go and have a look.
Tell me, what is it, you donut? Well, I don't know what I'm emotional for. I mean, you said it's Archangel Michael. What is it?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Well, it's a church. It's a church, but it's Archangel Michael's Church. So we're gonna.
How did I not know about this? I'm gonna go and see my man.
I really don't know, but we'll go out and have a look.
Oh my god, what is it just round this corner?
Yeah.
Thank you, baby.
So excited.
Oh my God. Thank you. I know I'm so emotional. Oh my God. Right, let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. I look like a complete twat. I look like a Mary that's been out on it all night. Had a few too many sambucas.
Yeah.
They think I'm I'm taking the piss.
Disco. Well, haven't got a scarf. That's the way it is, isn't it? Unless you take your knickers off and put it over.
Fluffing hell. What in the Archangel Michael is he making me do? Yeah, hold that a minute. Let me try and look at least a bit mystical. I don't want him to think I'm taking the piss, so Darren.
With my jumper.
Is that better?
Yeah.
I don't want to be disrespectful of their religion, but you know what I mean? It's not about religion, it's about me going to see my man. Right, come on then. Right, it's total silence in here, definitely. Not like the other one when they're all just going blah, 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 blah. Right, so I really want to do a prayer for you. I'll do it outside round the other corner, okay? I'll have to do my own prayer in here and just leave it in silence for you. I'm not going to lie. Felt a bit too Jesus-y in there, or a bit sainty. Did you see the pictures? And it's really weird, right? Darren had to come out, so you're like heart palpitating, like there's loads of energy in there. Not our cup of tea, but great for people that love it. See the Russian dolls as well. Some Russian products there. Interesting, really interesting day. Oh, freedom of speech now, freedom of speech. I'm not gonna lie, if you come here, one, bring a headscarf because you'll mostly get garroted right, if you go in there without a headscarf. And to be honest with you, you know, I speak quite good Spanish, and they don't speak Spanish, it's all completely Russian. And I think there was an element of what the English people do in here. They obviously knew we weren't devout Orthodox Catholics or whatever, but this is pretty Russian all the way through. It's definitely worth a look. Bring a headscarf. We tried to have a coffee, but she didn't really understand us. We have to have decaf, I have to have alternative milk, that ain't gonna happen. So bring a drink up. We have good old Miyoki cup. Where's the straw, Bubba? It is a delight, to be honest with you. It's on the way to one of our favourite places in Altea. We could even go up to the village and get ham to hand.
Let's do that.
Where do you want to go?
Let's do that.
I mean, that was Guadalest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not far.
Let's go back and get some sexy time at
It's
Guadalest.
one of my favourite places.
What, do you want to have lunch there?
Yeah.
Happy bloody days, let's do it. Okay, my darling, so yeah, I felt a bit, what's the word? Out of place. I did feel a bit out of place, but it's well worth a look if you're around this area. But as I say, inside it still is a beautiful place for you and us to share thoughts, connection to the divine, like I have done with all the other places. Thank you for all your comments. I'm really surprised that you've enjoyed them so much, where I'm taking you. But do you know what? You know, it's lovely, isn't it? I'm taking you to different places because soon I'll be stuck in my office again. So let's just keep exploring. I'll speak to you again very soon. Lots of love. Hello, darlings. It is me and Darren. Just a quick one. It's Sunday. We're in Valencia. We are opposite where they filmed Wonderland, which we will show you later on. Oh, you can't see much here, actually. No. And we're going to be doing some church cruising, starting with San Nicholas Basilica, which is supposed to be absolutely incredible. So, whether you like it or not, I'm taking you to a load of beautiful spiritual worship places.
I'm going to do it.
No, don't. You're coming with me. Don't jump. Come back here, you naughty boy. Darren's getting chained up by a pretty lady. Can you take my photo for me? Yeah, she's very pretty. Bless him. He always gets off. I think it's because he's got such a kind face. I think she's happy. Beautiful girl. Oh, you've pulled, Darren. Very sexy lady. He's still got it.
Are you Are you going back to the room early?
Yeah, you can if you want. I'll give you that one because it's hot. Right, look at that tree of life. We are in the middle of absolutely nowhere on the way to Montanejos. And we have found a natural well. How bloody incredible is that?
Cheers! Oh my lord.
Does it taste amazing?
Incredible.
Oh, I can't wait. How cool is that? Oh my goodness, totally free. Love it. Right, because this, I should have him shot really. Because first it's the stones, and now it's, what did he say, is wisdom tooth.
He said that the dentist said that I have to be looked after for the next 7 years.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
And?
He said I've been very brave and I've got a star.
God, baby. God, baby. When I say, love this, love you. Love is gone. Oh no. I see. I wonder why, why you left me. Oh, Sandy. Sandy. Sandy.
Oh, what happened?
You broke it.
Oh, Cindy.
I don't know why, but you're like,
Daddy having a sheesh.
you're like Snow White now. I've corrupted you on shishas.
It's Thomas the Tank.
Oh my, you've got a lot.
That is actually nice. It's nice, that.
It's really nice,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's a great one. I don't know what makes me laugh when I'm watching.
I think I've been a bit lightheaded on that one. I had a good suck on that one.
You loving it, Ted? Where are we? We're at St Michael's, Bubba. Hey? Are we at St Michael's, baby boy? Yeah. Oh, he's loving that little stroke, isn't he? Oh, why don't he kiss me?
Because you got bad breath.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, he's loving it.
I thought it was a dog, but I definitely think it's you.
You're funny, it's your bum. Good boy, JD.
Kebab.
3 a.m. in the morning, boys.
Get us in the kebab shop.
It's kebab time. Kebab! Don't forget the fifth one. Kebab, people!
Hello, darling. May I ask what this historical moment is that's taking place right now?
Well, we're in the factory.
It's a nice factory. It looks like you've got a nice little,
Very comfortable.
comfy sofa there.
That's right. And
Jesus.
we've got a couple of pre-orders from the website. So I'm just literally hashing up a box. And this one is going to Kentucky in America.
Is that your first order?
First order.
I think the second one's international as well, isn't it?
No, the second one is going to Leeds, I think.
Oh my
Michelle.
God! Oh, congratulations, darling. So, what is it you're actually sending? What did she order?
It's the tiger eye pyramids.
Oh my God! With
Yeah.
the orgonite and the tree of
nice.
life.
Yeah, really, really nice.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
They
Oh,
are.
well done, darling. I just thought I'd record it because it's history. It's history, man. It's history. Your very first order.
That's it.
And that's without even the website going
No
live.
website at the moment.
Oh my
yeah.
God, that's
Yeah.
just from the YouTube videos.
So but yeah, you can just drop me a line. If there's anything that you like fancy that I've got, then
Me?
great. I'll give you a price. Always you. Always you. Everywhere.
You're getting really good followings already. You've only been on it a couple of days.
I know, it's amazing.
Well
Lovely
done,
people.
Bubba.
Yeah, lovely people.
No, I know. We have got some fantastic people. Absolutely superb.
Yeah.
So well done you, darling. And well done to whoever's ordered that from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. let's see how we go.
all
But
good.
well done, darling. I wanted to record it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Top job. Great job.
Great job. Great job.